1914 German Empire borders by 1515, and it's also Iron Man compatible. How did we do it? Find out by watching the video. That's all you need to do. Also, if we get 10,000 likes on this video, I'm gonna do part 2 for this, where we conquer all of Europe before 1600 as the Prussian Tsardom. You heard me right, Prussian Tsardom. Also, if you enjoy watching my content, consider subscribing. I'm trying to get 100,000 subs by the end of this year, and 2022 is fast approaching. I honestly have more hours in Brandenburg than any other nation in EU4, so trust me when I say that this is one of the most fun nations to play as in this game. First off, what we've already done is we've given out the +1 mana privileges and the 25% advisor cost reduction privilege for all three, as well as the prestige. We've devved up Sternberg once. We're gonna sell the crownlands now, go to the economical screen to reset this, and then after we can dev this for 43, or if we wait for 1 month we can dev it up for even less than 43. So we're gonna wait for 1 month, of course. Alliance wise, you always want to go for Austria as your very first ally, together with the Saxons if they didn't rival you, as well as any of the other electors. We only want elector allies. That's it. Get a discipline or morale of armies advisor, Diplo reputation. Make sure you do get 3 advisors, and your economy is going to be more than okay to support 3 advisors the entire game. You actually can get a PU over Bohemia. I have a link below to another Brandenburg guide that shows how to do that. For this run, we're not going to do it because we only want the Silesian and Sorbian lands from them, and we're going to get those very early on without having to PU them. Of course, we're going to be recruiting the Free Company also in the province of Uckermark, and we're going to turn both our king and our heir into generals because 2 electors are voting for us, and that's why you ally electors, we can do this mission that offers us 1 more diplomat and improve relations. This is actually extremely important in the early game to prevent coalitions from forming against us. One more thing to note is I didn't get any rivals until the last day of November, as if I did, then people around me would have allied each other, and I don't want that to happen. I'm gonna get my rivals now, and of course I'll be going for Magdeburg, Stettin also, as a lot of the time Stettin and Magdeburg ally each other, and also Wolgast. As expected, the Pope went for Christiana Pietas, which gives us -5 dev cost reduction, meaning we can actually dev this for 41. That is insanely cheap, and now we can also seize the other 5% crownlands, thus only getting 0.20 autonomy monthly rather than 0.30. On the 11th of December, exactly, don't wait for a single day longer, declare a war against Magdeburg. We actually need this war to get 300 extra mana points from the start. Make sure when you get the Hohenzollern a rule event that you go for the first option that lowers your monthly autonomy, and we're absolutely going to be crushing these guys in the province of Lüneburg. Jawohl, mein Kommandant. Aber unsere starken Viper-Maschinen, ja. There you go. Now they literally have no more troops, 0 and 0. Are you actually serious right now? He freaking died in 3 months? Bruh. Obviously, when I'm recording, I gotta get all the stab hits, don't I? The fort in Lüneburg is a level 1 fort, so easy to take, but the one in Magdeburg is actually a level 3 fort, so that means it's gonna take a while before you actually siege this down. Until that point, we're gonna peace out these guys, and we're gonna cancel all of their rivals as our first deal and take the war reps. This is obviously because we need prestige in the early game. Prestige helps so much with lowering the aggressive expansion impact, and in the HRE early game, that is your best ally. Prestige together with power projection. Hey, finally Magdeburg has fallen. Now we can go for the show of strength, which gives 100 of each mana points. And the Fate of Neumark event just triggered, where we can actually buy the 2 provinces of Neumark and Dramberg for 100 ducats. Obviously go for this. This way we actually unlock the Reclaim Neumark that gives us permanent claims on the entirety of Pomerania, and we will be attacking the nation of Wolgast. Apparently Saxe-Lauenburg is their ally. You know what? Let's co-belligerate them, attack them both. 90% of the times what's going to happen, Wolgast is going to be sitting in the province of Rügen, and you can bait them into your provinces and fight them and wipe them out by leaving some weaker troops in the adjacent province and your main force right next to them. This way they started fighting us, only to get Starkenweipen by my amazing Brandenburgian army. Oh boy, this event is gonna make my mercenaries more expensive. It's fine, I don't mind though. And another battalion. Not a stack wipe, not this time, but we will chase them back to their province and kill them off there. Du bist ein Dedenstein, ja? Also, they actually were smart enough and they canceled the military access in Mecklenburg. I was pretty mad about that I had to get my own military access, okay? The armies of Volgast will continuously try to get out of the province of Rügen, but don't let them do that. Wipe them out whenever they try to get out of there. We're actually going to be making a vassal out of Saxe-Lauenburg so that we increase our land force limit, and we're going to take all the money that we can take from them as well, and cancel their rivals, of course, so we get a little bit more prestige. When it comes to Volgast, we're going to fully annex them, and remember that you can fully annex them even without the province of Rügen, as long as you've wiped out most of their armies. And we want all 5 provinces because this allows us to do 2 missions, a show of strength that gives me claims on the entirety of northern Germany here. Look at all these juicy claims that we have now, and the Pomeranian succession that gives claims on the entirety of Prussia, which again we really want to go into. At this point, 2 things can happen. Either Poland's gonna hate you guts, or they're gonna want to ally you. So I would recommend you take advantage of this alliance and use them for the short term. That means only up until after we've taken the Teutonic lands. They start with the truce with the Teutons, so they cannot attack them until 49. We still have actually 1 year until the Poles can attack the Teutons, so I'm going to be attacking the nation of Anhalt for 2 reasons. First off, I can cheese the alliance that I have with the Saxons, promise them land, and obviously give nothing in return. Second off, because I can actually cancel the alliance that Brunswick has with Burgundy, and then in the next war take all the stuff that I want from them. Because they haven't sieged down the fort in Magdeburg, they cannot help out their ally in Anhalt. But I can leave 1 unit here and take the rest of these guys and wipe them out. Starken Vipen, sir. I love how Magdeburg's taking charge of this after they were just cowering away in the province of Halle. They're just going like, oh yeah, we killed them, we can take their capital now. I helped out Magdeburg siege Braunschweig in the hopes that they actually annex this province for themselves. And also Trier's army's dead. And my boy here, Saxony, sieged them down. Can you please hurry up, Magdeburg? I actually need to do other things. Peace out already. The annoying part is they actually have 84% of the war score, so they have to peace out first. And of course, they didn't take anything. I even helped them siege down the freaking fort, man. Thank you very much, Mag Cucks. We can now do this, and we gain 4 innovativeness. Finally, Braunschweig is also finished. That means we can peace him out. We're gonna give this to Thuringia, because giving that to Thuringia means the Emperor is going to ask them to return this, and that way Saxony is going to lose relations with the Emperor, making them vote for me more than they are voting for the Austrians, essentially. We're going to fully annex Anhalt because they are honestly just an annoying little OPM otherwise. And of course, we're also going to be lowering the autonomy in old and newly conquered provinces in the Volgast area once we are at peace. Going to get some more claims on Bohemia, some new rivals also. And I think I'm going to rival Saxony because why not? As well as Bohemia, of course. Can get another 5% crownlands. We went up to 18% in just the first 5 years, dude. Let's set Danzig as the war target and let's start this war. Because they have the Malborg Castle, it is significantly harder to siege down their forts now, so keep that in mind. I also recommend you give your allies objectives so they can focus on sieging down the Teutons' own allies. Ooh, we get 3 development. Prioritize piecing out their allies whenever you get the chance, and of course prioritize prestige over everything else. This actually is not a good spot to be in. The Poles did not declare yet, they're just sitting there like sheep, and I'm actually outnumbered, so I'm going to be recruiting some more units. I'm actually going to get the Frisian Free Company because it is 6th Shock General, and the cavalry has arrived as well. Huzzah for my allies. Excuse me guys, you have to go before the battle, okay? Yeah, you lost because you didn't go wolololo. Everybody knows this, man. This is just common knowledge. Oh boy, that is really bad. I actually didn't pay attention and they wiped out my entire special Frisian company that I wasted all my money for. Bruh. Oh, Polish troops by the border. It's finally happening, everyone. Another cruelty of the mercenaries? Really? What are you doing, Free Company? What are you doing to the people here, huh? Explain yourself. Also, Poland did not attack them. Pepega. In a standard game, what would actually happen is is I take 2 provinces, release Teutons as a vassal, once the Poles eat the rest of the Teutons. But sadly, that's not what's happening. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a big ass chunk out of the Teutons instead. But first, we stack wipe their army, of course. This is literally the most peaceful Poland I've ever seen, man. They haven't done anything. Oh, this guy is a diplomat. Right, guys, I just remembered that now the AI actually does what their trait is. Holy mother of schnapps, guys. Lüneburg is alive because the Emperor released this nation. So what we'll be doing is we're gonna be attacking Lüneburg. Let's go, boys. Let's go. We had to wait for 2 years before we peace out the Teutons because we are getting a huge amount of aggressive expansion. But we'll be taking most of these lands, just leaving 2 provinces that we'll be annexing later on. Wait a second. How did Herzegovina get this massive? And Naples too? And Sicily's free? What is happening in the south of Europe, guys? When playing in the HRE, it's actually really vital that you know how to manage your alliance sets when attacking. For that matter, we really want to attack the Bohemians, but they're allied to Mecklenburg and Stettin. So what we're going to do first is we're going to attack Magdeburg, which is also allied to Mecklenburg and Stettin, but we will have some quick wars as our armies are already positioned right next to these nations. We can also make our heir a general, and holy mother of Arnold. Dude, wow. Surprise attack, everybody. A German specialty. Alright, that's 1 stack wipe and 2 armies defeated. Not too bad. We're going to position our troops so that we make sure that they don't recruit any more troops. And that's a 2nd stack wipe right there. And it's going to be a 3rd one in New Brandenburg as well. So clearly we're going for canceling the alliance with the Bohemians. The exact same thing from the nation of Stettin. And when it comes to Magdeburg, I'm actually going for full annexation, simply because this is a really good city to have early on. It boosts our economy by quite a lot, and they are also fellow Saxons. Up next, we're directly going to be attacking the Bohemians, and we're calling our only ally that wants to help us out, Köln. It's not going to be an easy war, but we will be using our brain, and the AI is not as smart as us, is he? We also will be going ahead and we're going to be recruiting 2 generals so that after we can slacken and get some manpower, as well as get some mercenaries to help us in this war. I like how they're trying to run away. It's really, really cute. But they will at last be stack wiped because their friends over here decided they want to continue to siege the fort rather than reinforce their buddies. Big mistake, because you also got stack wiped. Oh, would you look at that, guys? We can go for the next technology that gives us some more innovativeness because we are the first nation to go for this. I'm also going to go for the Bless Ruler, which gives me 10% extra morale of armies. And I just realized something very important, guys. I'm allied to every single elector with the exception of Saxony, Bohemia, Mainz, and I think you all know what that means, don't you? With the cunning use of co-belligerating nations, we're going to be attacking Saxony, which is allied to Mainz, and we are allied to the Emperor, but how can we get the Emperor in the war to fight us? We co-belligerate a free city of the Empire, and that automatically brings in the Austrians, even though they're our allies. Let's actually call in the Palatinate on our side, and let's go ahead and dismantle the HRE, boys. Do remember that once the Austrians join, they actually can call all of their allies, which is why Ferrara, out of all countries, is in this war. Come on, boys, we gotta siege this. Not gonna lie, I feel kind of encircled right now. In order to dismantle the HRE, we just gotta take the city of Mainz and the capital of Austria, which is already getting sieged by the Poles. Please fall, 49. Yes, it fell. Okay, we just have to hold the city for a little while. My 2 siege pip general is on the way to help the Poles to siege down Vienna also. Alright, we're making gains, that's for sure. I feel like this is the First World War before the First World War. Gonna take this back before they actually build any troops in the province of Aschaffenburg. And 14%. Let's go, Vienna! Let's dismantle this motherfucker. And look at this, boys. No more Holy Roman Empire, which means we can expand like absolute crazy now. So the biggest brain move to do right now is to basically do a peace with the war leader Saxony. I'm not taking any land. I never intended on taking any land. I literally just did that war to get the Austrians and the other electors in this so I can dismantle the HRE. And the added bonus is the fact that now nations will start eating each other up because the emperor is not protecting them, making it super easy for for me to blob in the next 20 to 30 years. As our first idea said, by the way, we went for quantity ideas, which is going to give us a huge boost to our overall manpower pool. We're only taking this much land because I also want to get the humiliation against them to bring my PP up to 100 again, since as you probably know, PP gives you extra morale of armies, and start another war against the nation of Verdun. Damn, Teutons, you got wiped out already? Holy schnapps. Let's assign this objective to Lüneburg. Verdun's actually been quite aggressive, seriously. They even took out the nation of Dithmarschen. And we have an heir, 214. No, we don't have an heir. My bad. Oh, wow, dude. Seriously, 231. You're a Bob. You're a massive Bob. We're also going to be vassalizing the nation of Braunschweig. Despite not co-belligrating the Teutons, I am going to fully annex them so that I can get rid of everybody on my eastern borders. Now I just need to focus on the empire itself, and later on a little bit of land from the Poles maybe. This also means that we can do our next mission, Prussian expansion, that gives us permanent claims on Lusatia and all of Silesia, most of which we already have. So we have 2 cores on Verdun that belong to Braunschweig, but because we vassalized them after we declared the war on Verdun, we're taking full aggressive expansion for these 2 provinces. So we actually have to declare a second war against Verdun. I strongly recommend you give out the nobility integration policy that makes it faster to integrate your vassals and does not give you the -3 Diplo reputation debuff once you've integrated them. I don't think Munster realizes how big of a mistake it made when it decided to take Brunswick's cores, but they are going to realize it very, very soon. Luckily for me, they also brought into this war 2 nations that were in the coalition, so now the coalition is 2 nations smaller, as I will have a truce with them. They got no troops left. I've literally started this war a few months ago and they already have no troops left, man. If you really know how to coordinate your attacks before the war begins, it's all just easy wars. Huzzah, everybody, we can now upgrade to a kingdom rank, which means we have 200 extra governing capacity to use. Oh boy, look at that, 15 army tradition, as if we didn't have enough, we now have almost 80 army tradition. Hey, look at that, guys. Because we cancelled all of Hesse and Würzburg's alliances, they got fully annexed, both of them, by their neighbors, which means that's 2 less nations to join potential coalitions against me. None of this would be possible without dismantling the HRE. I've basically completely ignored the AE mechanic in this game, and I've just annexed all of the north part of Germany, and now I'm doing the same when I'm attacking this other alliance block that consists of Köln, Dortmund, Frankfurt, and of course the overpowered nation of Telly over here. So I am going to be fully annexing Dortmund also. Damn, my boys were rowdy in Frankfurt, and that gave me some professionalism, so I'm happy with them being rowdy. Before we peace out the Kölnians, we're going to attack Bohemia one more time so we get a truce with them, and so we can get the 3 provinces that we're interested in from Silesia. We're basically doing this so that Bohemia doesn't join in the coalition, and they are the biggest nation that can potentially join in the coalition. Come on, boyos, we got to win the battles. 4.8 morale against 3.4 morale. That is what I like to call Chad Brandenburgian Marines right there, son. Since we got Silesia, we get another permanent claim on these 2 areas of Poland that we'll be gunning for later on. Wait, what? Thuringia's independent? When did this happen? Oh god, I forgot about Mr. Bob over here. Gotta disinherit him now. Okay, so we had quite a few years of peace. We recovered our economy. We've actually doubled our economy, and we've also increased the amount of troops that we have. So now we're ready for the total war. Essentially, it's gonna be 2 or 3 wars in which we eat everybody. Booyah shaka, mines is the first victim here. Very cute, Bohemia, trying to go for Berlin, are we? Hey, cannot let you do that, sorry. That is our city and will always be our city. Looks like Thuringia's army is about to get stack wiped also. I'm gonna focus a little bit on getting some army experience in this war, not just on getting the land. Oh boy, the Austrians just joined in a coalition against us. Oh, I see how it is, Bohemia. We're hiring the Free Company, are we? Before I even finish the war, I'm also gonna attack the Northern Coalition. I have a strong suspicion that Lübeck is gonna get annexed by Denmark, and I'm not cool with that, but at least I can get the other 2 cities. I was wrong. The Danes did not annex them, and in fact, they're in the war against me now, so that means I can actually vassalize Lübeck and get all that sweet trade power from that region. I do enjoy the fact that there's less and less nations joining in these coalitions against me because they simply just don't exist. Hi Bremen, bye Bremen. You know you're aggressive when all of North Italy and the Balkans join in a coalition against you. We gotta wait for a little while. We are pretty much short on admin points to core stuff up. Skipping a little bit into the future, we managed to consolidate most of the Germanic areas. We vassalized eventually Lubeck, and we took the 2 provinces we won from the Danes. We are now in the process of taking the lands that we won from the Poles, followed by afterwards going to war with our former allies, the Palatinate, and whatever other stragglers we have in the south. Also managed to secure an alliance with the Ottomans somehow, so I'm basically allied to the biggest nations in Europe, England, France, Ottomans, and by the way, England has a PU over the Castilians. My truce just finished with the Palatinate, and because they would join in the coalition if I don't declare on them, I kinda am forced to declare on them whilst at war with the Poles. We have enough war score to peace out the Danes, and I'm gonna white peace them as I need to focus on the Palatinate front and the Polish front here. Let's see how far away I am from... Oh, we can actually do the peace deal now. So I can even take a little bit of money. Let's see how much I could go. Not too much, but better than nothing. The Empire is striking back, y'all. What do you guys think? Can we take on double the amount of troops that we have here? Let's find out together, shall we? Let's attack them and see who's gonna win this battle. Oh, you pussies, you run away? No, you come back here. All right, let's also bring some reinforcements. Not like we need them, but you know, just for the memes. Hold up a second. Bavaria and Regensburg just left the coalition. Oh, you dumb boys. Once more, I need more manpower, so you guys know what that means. It means we got to schlacken. In fact, because we have 98 army tradition, let's go ahead and give out the nobility in the officer corps, which makes it 25% cheaper to recruit generals. Ooh, would you look at that, guys? We can now become an empire, thus accepting all Germanic cultures, and it means we can also accept Poles. I like how this mission is called Defend the Empire, when I clearly disbanded the empire. It's interesting how I started the war against the Palatinate, but I end up piecing everybody out except the Palatinate, and then I have to piece them out after I take a few lands from the Austrians. Well, would you look at that? We got the Protestant Reformation in our country, which kind of makes sense since I killed everybody else in the Holy Roman Empire. Hey, we even got the National Bank event, so we can start fixing our economy. Not like we have any issues with the economy though, and we can also adopt colonialism. Let's go ahead and take this fort also, and yeah, mine, which in turn means that these guys are gonna accept my demands, and it's gonna bring a little bit of extra nations in the coalition, including the English, but I couldn't care less, to be fair, so yeah. And last but definitely not least, the former nation of the Palatinate is ours, which means we can do all of these juicy missions here with the Conquest of Rhineland and the German Confederation that offers 5% admin efficiency. 1515, we got 1914 German Empire borders. Our governing capacity is A-OK, and we have stated pretty much all of these. The Brandenburg Gate is only a level 1 monument for now. It's more of a prestige sort of thing. It doesn't actually help us too much. It's one of the weakest monuments in the game, sadly. And we've almost finished filling up our economic ideas, which means we'll be able to play super tall. This is what our coalition map mode looks like. Nobody likes us except our allies, but it's okay because we don't need them to like us. We also did not integrate Lubeck because they are actually better off as a vassal diverting trade than they are if we integrate them in our nation. And we will be switching over to Protestant right now. This is one of the 2 requirements that we need in order to form the nation of Prussia. The other one is just admin tech 10, so we gotta wait for that to happen. If you want to see this run continue, don't forget to leave a like. 10,000 likes and we'll do a Prussia into European Union, which is kind of me saying I'll conquer all of Europe before 1600. And if you are enjoying the videos, consider subscribing. Would help me out so much. I'm trying to get 100,000 subs by the end of the year, and I'm kind of losing hope now since it's pretty far away getting that many subs in just a month and a few days. If you enjoyed this video, consider watching my Portugal video. It's a similarly edited video with a lot of interesting juice inside. And I want to give a very big thank you to all of my channel members, Patreon members, as well as my Twitch supporters. I really wouldn't be able to do this without all of your support. You guys are absolutely amazing.